My sister, if you've just found out, if the truth has just cracked your world in half, I wish I could hug you right now. Not the polite kind of hug, but the kind where you hold on until your shoulders stop shaking, until your breathing slows. I know you can barely take in words right now, but if you let me, I want to sit beside you for a while and tell you something you may not believe yet. You will not stay here forever. 2 years ago, I was where you are. Same spinning head, same shaking hands, same desperate questions that kept looping. How could he? Who even was I to him? What was real? I didn't know how to get out of bed in the morning without that cold punch to the chest. I remember the first week after I found out. My phone was my worst enemy, full of screenshots, messages I reread until I thought I might throw up. I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus on anything. I'd start crying in the shower, in the car, in the middle of brushing my teeth. For a while, I thought if I could just understand, if I could figure out why he did it, then I could put the pieces back together. I read every article, listened to every podcast, even asked him questions I didn't really want the answers to. But here's something I wish someone had told me sooner. His reasons will never make it okay. His choices will never be your fault. There is no explanation that will feel satisfying, because betrayal is not a logic problem, it's an injury. And like any deep wound, it needs time, safety, and care to heal. The nights were the loneliest. Friends and family were supportive, but eventually life went on for them. Meanwhile, I was stuck in this limbo where my past felt fake and my future looked empty. I'd stare at the ceiling and think, will I ever feel like myself again? Or is this just who I am now, the woman he betrayed? And then one evening, something shifted. I was sitting alone at the kitchen table. The sun was setting, and the light hit the window in this warm, golden way. I suddenly realized I hadn't thought about him in a few hours. Just a few, but that was more than I could have imagined in those early weeks. That tiny pocket of peace became my lifeline. I started looking for it every day, moments when I could feel myself without him in the frame, cooking a new recipe, laughing at a stupid meme, singing along to a song while driving with the windows down. I wish I could say I rebuilt my life in one bold move, but it was more like collecting pebbles, small choices that added up. Saying yes to coffee with a friend, even when I wanted to stay curled up in bed. Signing up for a weekend pottery class, because I needed to touch something real with my hands. Going to therapy, even though I wasn't sure I could talk without crying the whole time. Blocking him on social media so I could stop picking at the wound. Slowly, I began to see myself not as the betrayed, but as the woman who lived through hell and kept going. Here's the part no one tells you in the beginning. Some things actually get better. I started making decisions without worrying about how they would land with him. I stopped shrinking myself to fit the shape of someone else's comfort. I learned I can handle more than I ever thought possible. And not in the bitter, look how strong I had to be way, but in the grounded, I know myself now way. I started to like the woman I saw in the mirror again. Not because she was flawless, but because she was real. She had scars, sure, but she also had fire in her eyes. About a year after it all came crashing down, I took myself on a trip. Just me. I booked a small Airbnb by the coast. I walked on the beach every morning with coffee in my hand and salt in the air. One morning, I realized I hadn't thought about him in days, not once, and instead of feeling the absence of him, I felt the presence of me. I was happy. Not loud, fireworks happy. Quiet, steady, sunrise happy. The kind of happy that feels like home. Sister, I know you can't imagine that right now. I know your chest feels like it's caving in, and your brain is running 1,000 miles an hour, trying to rewrite the past. I know you feel like the life you built has collapsed into rubble, and you have no map out. But hear me, the rubble isn't the end. It's the ground you'll build something new on, something that belongs entirely to you. One day, you'll laugh without remembering what it was like to choke back tears. You'll feel desire again, for life, for love, maybe even for someone new. You'll trust yourself in ways you never have before. I don't wish you forgetting. I wish you remembering who you were before the lies, and discovering who you are now that you're free from them. I wish you friends who don't flinch when you cry. Music that makes you feel alive in your skin. Mornings when you wake up curious about your day. And nights when you fall asleep knowing you kept faith with yourself. You will not only survive this, you will grow in ways you can't yet imagine. Your life will be bigger than his betrayal. Your story will be more than this chapter. I'm not saying it's quick or easy. Healing after betrayal is messy, non-linear, and sometimes exhausting. But every breath you take without begging for his attention is a step forward. Every meal you cook for yourself because you matter is a victory. Every moment you choose your peace over your pain is a quiet revolution. You are not broken beyond repair. You are a woman in the middle of becoming. If you need someone to keep you company on this road, I've been where you are. So have so many others. Listen to more letters from women who've walked through betrayal and found themselves stronger, happier, and freer on the other side. We're proof that even when it feels impossible, it gets better. Much better. Love you.